kitty kitty for 5 seconds. Look at that. Superstar. I'm not sure if that recorded or not. Some kind of hooking, it's logging on. Alright, greetings. As the World Burns, Part 3. Yeah, who knows? It's calm before the storm. Of course, technically there is a storm. Well, because there's a cold storm. So what? Next Monday is the 20th. So not this week, but next week. That's when more hell will break loose. What is it? Alright, so I don't know anything to say about the Los Angeles. It hasn't been said already. There's an Andromeda energy. We're definitely going through a timeline shift for yeah. Well, you can also say for those that are like different timelines. Like, okay, there's a timeline where LA did not burn, and there's a timeline where it did burn. So it's like, okay, now you're on the timeline where it's burning. Where's that going? Let's put it that way. So there's a lot of timelines where it should have burned like ages ago. So yeah, we'll wait. But either way, better late than never, right? And not having any water and all that, just it's built to fail. No surprise there. Because I think they just wanted it to burn and wanted it to die. It's going to change, that's for sure. Well, I mean, it's changing now, but yeah. Anyway, I think the cause of death, I don't know how. It's mostly just damage than it is actual death, right? I haven't been keeping up with it, but it's just a bunch of rich people's houses blowing up. Of course, it does affect regular people, which sucks, but rich people is like, whatever. I guess maybe they'll consolidate. I'll do something a little bit smaller, maybe. Maybe a fireproof house now. Maybe. Yeah. Well, of course, here in Florida, a hurricane can come blast us to the next world, so you just never know. Like where I'm living, hurricanes are hard to get to, but so far we've had 2 in the past 5 years. That's gotten closer where I'm at, so maybe it's a direct attack. I wouldn't be surprised. Whatever. So Priscilla's here. It's almost torn down the background, so I won't let her do it. So just put it back up. I'm not having that. She's gonna get her own background. They have enough stuff they tear apart. Alright, so she's behind. She's a coat. She's the co-pilot here. Alright, so avatar.com. Private sessions. The scheduler. Yeah, the shop here. And we have the university. I have been adding to it. I might take a break from it. I'm kind of worn out from. I created another. So it's www Ivan University. You can't do it without the www. Whatever. I haven't quite figured it all out yet. Yeah, and it's not exactly huge right now because I'm still I'm adding to it daily. For right now, I don't know how to kind of break down trying to do it. So kind of, whoops, no, I forgot. Is this working? Okay. Okay, so I have 2 different, we have a more cheaper version. You have the the turbo university, that's for everything. I don't know if I'm gonna add anything tomorrow. Obviously I'm a little bit burned out, we'll see. This is more of the scaled down version. The skinny version. The turbo gets of everything and more. The skinny version is just a little bit more light, you know, but still has the, you know, you can type in your, I don't know if it shows anything. I didn't put a lot in the introduction here. Yeah, it doesn't really show the text here. Yeah, actually I have to sign up and everything. So I'm just gonna figure things out as I go. It's gonna have, I have to just pace myself, not overdo it. Not wear myself out is what I'm getting at. Yeah, so the chaos timeline is, it's already been upon us already, but now we're kind of seeing a apocalyptic version of it. I think New York City is okay for right now. First, going to do the West Coast. East Coast will have its day. Maybe not anytime soon, but they have enough of the problems as it is. Yeah, with all the crime and everything, they got enough crap going on over there. But either way, population of Los Angeles might go down, possibly, maybe, or they'll just spread out and be a place where you're not going to get any more desert area where there's less fire, less trees at least. Of course, those that are living in Cal, obviously know it's gonna. There's always a chance, right? There's always a possibility. So yeah, it sucks. So tapping into the Andromedan energies. I mean, definitely seeing a timeline. I mean, it just gives you an idea of where things are heading. I mean, this is just, we're just getting started, and the year hasn't really kicked into gear yet. People are just waking up from, you know, December sleep zone. And yeah, December had to be one of the slowest months. Nothing wrong with that. It feels very stagnant. So yeah, which is not a bad thing. So I just see us going into a new. Yeah, we'll get a break from the chaos. Well, obviously, Los Angeles is going to go for there for a while. Obviously, fucking yeah, maybe a couple more weeks of that. Damn. And then the news will forget about it, which is so messed up. They might not do it completely, but yeah, they don't give a shit. It's just fucking gross. So, anyway, alright, feel the Andromeda energies coming through. I also feel the Syrian canine energies, which is interesting. It's okay, I'll just kind of go with it on that. I don't know. We'll just connect and let it go from there. So, our blessings. Here we go. Brings me down to Andromedans. It's now the time to trust yourself. And also, it's time for, yes, a spiritual awakening, a unlocking of old timelines, not just for Los Angeles, for others. To look at the world differently, do things differently, just to give it new significance. Yes, this can happen anywhere, technically. But obviously there's a lot of darkness in Los Angeles, and there's a lot of mind control there, and there's a lot of programming of society, not all of the world, but a good portion of it. So it's just some of your elites are being drowned out because they are burned out, cleared out. For new elites to come through, but also because obviously your physical elites can only do some. Of course, your non-physical can only do so much too. But things on the physical level, they're not always going to plan. As many would like to give the government credit for all of this, it doesn't mean that they're involved, but obviously they're self-sabotage. It's like your government officials, obviously they take the heat for it, but it doesn't mean they're involved. Obviously there's other forces involved behind the scenes that are, sabotage, but they've been sabotaging things forever. Shadow government and so on. But but there's forces behind that. Even some Vatican energy behind that too. So, well, they connect to some kind of religion as they do these things. But either way, but like I say, it doesn't. A lot of this stuff usually does not work. And now, this is the heartache, and you're going to get a bit of a grace period. Of course, you're going to see all the drama and the news and all that, and infighting. And, yeah, it's going to be a lot of soul awakening across the planet, even phenomenons. Not just your aliens, but more of the astral realms. The astral realms, well, many of you are here to, as you call it, hold the fort down as strange things occur, such as Los Angeles and other phenomenons that can occur. When you say biblical, I mean, what you're going through is typically biblical in its own level. So, yes, there is more to come. Yeah, it's kind of like what you see in the Bible, but, it's happened throughout history. But, that's one way of looking at it. Uh, yes. So those of you on your spiritual path, you may be tested on your own spiritual path. So you figure you have it all figured out, then you yourself are being pushed. Of course, some of you are already dealing with that. Pushed to your own edge. This is the hard-headedness of society, the fearfulness of society, and well, they have to go through their process of being fearful and locked into their own corner. And many of you are just, because you tap into the non-physical, which helps you navigate the physical. But the thing is, those that are physically bound don't understand it. They don't trust their instincts. Those that are physically connected, the third dimension individuals, they pick things up, but they don't trust it. They just I'd rather be safe than sorry, and don't live at all. They say they're living, but live cautiously and pretend they're living and laugh and smile and do nothing with their lives. Doesn't mean you have to go out and jump out of a plane, but at least they're not trusting their instincts. And even those of you that do trust your instincts, you can brush yourself off. Yeah, you might get a couple of hits, but you brush yourself off and keep moving. You might not like what happened, but you can, rebuild. But those that are physically holding on to everything, they're scared to do anything. They might get themselves, a lot of times they get themselves in situations they shouldn't have been to begin with, but that's something you have to go through. Because they're trusting more of the devil than the angel within them. And their darkness, getting easily be controlled and so on. So, but those of you that are on a spiritual path, obviously are not on the most perfect path either. And you're just here to balance most of your darkness, understand your darkness, but also not to get pulled into manipulation to the best of your ability. Those of you are at a level that can see through all of that. Obviously, many aren't there yet. So, just because you can join in spiritual groups doesn't mean that they understand it, as some of you know. So, always understand what they just walked themselves into. So, all right, so blessings. Greece, we have Syrians, blessings. You say a lot of emotional turmoil does come from Sirius, due to Orion influences and others. That's why you can say it's called Sirius, just basically to go deeper into the soul. Your Los Angeles energy. Well, Sirius is mostly of the Middle East, and Los Angeles is basically more of your elites. Your elites can be wealthy, they can be your average person. Of course, technically, wealth is physical attribute. There's a lot of loyalty there. Some just want to be part of where the action is, and you got your action now. The Middle East is just calm at this point. It's not ready to go into its full meltdown yet. They are trying to make peace, but there is still a lot of darkness that has not been unraveled. Doesn't mean you're going to see an alien or a dinosaur from ancient times or anything like that. Pegasus, you might see in your third eye, possibly. Just a lot of inner turmoil that had, and this does go back to the Atlantean times, basically shutting down the human, and now there's a lot of wizardry there, and it's just it's kind of a fight between human and non-human. Non-humans are also like wizard type beings that are here, that are in the Middle East and other places in the world, and it's trying to force others to believe in their belief systems and control and so on, as you see some of that currently. So it's just not, it's hidden in plain sight, but it's not going to be meant near even your politicians. I believe your politicians in Washington are pretty cool as to all that. They know there is a phenomenon out there, but they don't quite get it. They go to church and go be a good person, or whatever that is, or hide behind. Yeah, they just do their Masonic traditions. At least the Masons are a little bit more aware of the non-physical realms, but those that are part of the Catholic don't really dabble with them. I mean, they know there's something out there, but they're not quite ready to accept what's out there. But many of you, yes, are here to help ground the earth as it goes through these changes, and yeah, as the winds pick up, and they will. And a lot of this is just, I mean, you see how animals are treated here. You see how humans are treated here. Well, you see on a galactic level, as some of you remember, how some of the stronger aliens mess with the weaker aliens. It can be the more peaceful aliens. They're not set up for war, and then you have that here too. So it doesn't mean the mightier are better, but they are just maybe stronger as for warlike abilities, and you're dealing with that here. And yeah, so you have the mighty, or the arrogant, or whatever you want to call it, that manipulate societies. Obviously they're here from a galactic point of view. They're here in the physical too, to control society to be what they want it to be, and that's fully controlled, of course. Well, part of the mentality of just it's our way or the highway type of, which they keep it simple. It's pretty much that's everywhere, as you know. And there's been a fight there. So you are fighting in the elite frequency, but a lot of it is galactic. It's not all reptilian. A lot of it is. Some of it is, yes, wizardry, elf beings. And just some of this, I mean, they see a vulnerable planet, they're going to take advantage of it. Just like any planet on any galactic level also. So why does that occur? Well, there's peaceful worlds that have they have a grace time of defending themselves, preparing, but some of them just don't bother with it. And your world didn't either. It's like you're being warned to, like, you might want to beef up your security. Like even like on a house or anywhere. It's like, or such as Los Angeles, get your fireproof ability. It's like you kind of get, sometimes you get told you gotta just prepare a little bit better just in case. Have a security system. I know you don't want a security system, but you might be, and then like a whole planet gets taken over when they're not beefing up their security system. Well, they're peaceful, they don't want to. And your world is going through that same situation. It's hard to see through all of this because of the traumas. And you have your physical human doesn't believe in anything. Well, they believe in their religions, but they don't believe in all this non-physical. They can't quite grasp it. Too fearful, yes. Can they grasp it? Some can. It's a little scary, as some of you are used to that. Well, you got over that part, and now it's normal for you. But obviously, the majority, even those that are joining spiritual groups, they're not fully aware. I mean, yeah, they might be able to hear it, talk about it, but can they actually handle an alien presence that's around? Especially one that's very controlling. Just like anybody else. Now you have an alien being that's very controlling. And the sucker is like hovering in the air, truly getting people to be obedient to it. And you have that here to a certain level too. Unless you're strong enough to break out of it when it retaliates against you for breaking out of its mind control. I mean, they don't have a super being floating around trying to control society. You kind of do it in some ways, but more of a physical version of it. Corporations do it and so on. So we have corporations here trying to they are trying to survive by being obedient to the system, but there's a lot of mind control going on from the elites to get people to not buy certain things and not do certain. So there's this, but as you are in this awakening process, they can see it more galactically. Like some of these companies, when they're manipulating the people, like what type of alien entities is doing that and things like that. So, blessings.